Now, Geordie, surely it's time for another video on my favourite subject, the truckzillas or the US pickup trucks that are just killing, maiming, and just wrecking every car park in Australia. Love this subject.
We did a few videos on this, and there's been, like, it hasn't stopped.
And it absolutely will not stop. Ever.
We could have filmed one of these every few weeks around this exact same subject. Hasn't died off.
You know why? The media keep reporting on it because they know it's a bit like EVs, it's just pure clickbait.
Rubbish.
It's so polarising.
Like, the headline is, truckification of family car creates a culture of menacing driving, motorists say. A majority of motorists surveyed by market polling
It's survey time!
called for governments to highlight the dangers posed by large utes and SUVs because of their large blind spots, greater weight, and how difficult they can be to see around.
Here we go.
The survey found most Sydney drivers believe the rising popularity of large utes, called the truckification of the family car in the US, has been accompanied by a culture of aggressive and sometimes menacing driving.
Oh, you mean like those Ford Rangers behind you? Just doing that behind you. Ranger danger.
2018 research paper.
I've seen what you've done, I know the truth. It's all written down.
Some science associate professor identified a social trend of petromasculinity. Petromasculinity.
2018?
Yeah.
That's not even new. As soon as you hear the terms like associate professor, it's just, oh, here we go, here we go.
Wankers.
Pull out some buzzwords and just, here's someone who just completely void of living in the real world.
I'll straighten this thing out.
Lives in their bubble, talking to other associate professors.
Wankers.
Like, I wonder if they're thinking this about just some bloke driving a ute down the street.
I know.
What do they think if they head to the drags? They'd have a meltdown. Because, I mean, apparently petromasculinity...
Oh, what a loser!
...is when men flamboyantly use fossil fuels to express their opposition to social progress.
Blah, 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 blah.
Maybe old mate just likes driving a ute.
100%.
100%.
100%. 100%.
She's probably written an entire thesis on this subject. Annoyance about these vehicles was shown by the finding that almost half of Sydney drivers want large utes and SUVs to pay higher parking fees. Parking fees!
But didn't the local Yarra, those idiots at the Yarra Council in town, aren't they trying to slug ute drivers like a 300% excess on parking?
Yeah, well, if you live in those councils, it's almost like...
It's a given. You're going to deserve it. So
we don't need these vehicles on city streets. Most of these gronks never even go off-road. How about EVs? What do you mean EVs? Are they saying that these people should drive EVs instead?
I love these people. How do you know they don't go off-road?
Because I saw one driving around and he had nothing in his tray. That means he's never once put anything in his tray and he needs to return the vehicle.
Why did you judge me?
So how do you know old mate isn't off-road, hasn't driven it off-road?
But Karen here, who's complaining about this, will be the first person to call this bloke because she needs to move a fridge. And then it will be, I need some help. Concrete cowboys, these huge vehicles should require a truck license to drive.
What?
What? Have they even driven one? They're not even that big. What are they on about?
How's it bigger than going and hiring a 3-ton removal truck? Driving that around all day. You can drive that on a normal license.
But you don't need a truck license to drive them. They're just a standard ute. You need them to handle the pothole roads. Tax them off the road.
I'd love everybody to pay because psychologically I think that's good.
Yeah, you need to put a tax on tool cabs. So basically put a tax on the tradie who's driving his tools around. So then when he turns up to your house, he'll just put the extra costs of running the vehicle onto your bill. I don't think they're thinking this through very well.
This guy is fucking stupid!
And then they'll complain why the tradie charges so much.
It's like this EV nutters who laugh. They kind of laugh at the petrol prices and I go, how do you think the cost of living? Do you think the cost of transport, which is pretty much directly related to fuel costs, it's going up everywhere. I go, everything you do in life requires transport for you to get something. And why do you think everything's going up? But they'll just laugh about the petrol prices.
I know, it's no different if the cost of electricity goes up. It's not going to affect you in any way.
I saw a Ford Ranger Raptor not tailgating. I went and bought a Scratchy and won $20. Oh, this is hilarious. The only explanation for this phenomenon is that somehow penises are getting smaller.
I was in the pool!
What?
Bit of this action.
A great deal of them are used to going shopping and to impress the mates. A pair of socks down the jocks would do more and be cheaper.
Shrink it.
Yes!
What is it with these people obsessed about the PPs? I reckon it's a bunch of lonely housewives who just have D on the mind because
They need some D. I not understand why so many people are thinking about other blokes' penises. Like,
Hey, Chris, what's with your leg?
Balls hanging lower than the dick.
so if half of the buyers are buying them, by definition, it would mean that half of the people want them. Or are you asserting car dealers are holding guns to people's heads? That's pretty true, right? It just tells me half the population's are bogans.
Been doing cashies ever since.
so half the population have got like a frightened turtle in their pants,
It shrinks?
and the other half are just swinging big D energy. Is that what you're saying? Because that's the only explanation for buying one of these utes, is the size of your manhood.
They use the term bogans because that's derogatory. It's like that little dig. But they won't be complaining when old mate Bogan turns up in the Dodge Ram to fix the Bagola or something because it's all falling apart and it needs a chippy.
Oh, those people are allowed to drive on Geordie. It's the other people who
okay,
never go off-road. Yeah, they park in the back corner of Coles car park where no one is, and somehow that's ruining your life.
It doesn't matter what shape or size you are, at Full Boost we've got you covered. Everything from infant size to 5XL. We've got these great kids tops, LS, or is it the mighty Barra? And we've got the traditional Full Boost ones in boys and girls. So check them out at shop.fullboost.com.au. I don't think if I cut that and started the episode with it, it'd probably get bloody instantly demonetized.